All right, right now we're going to cover a little bit of more advanced patching, which you can do on your Express console. So let's go ahead and go into patch and look at what we have. Now, in the basic patching, we started with like a one-to-one patch. So we have a dimmer assigned to a channel. So I bring up channel 1 and dimmer 1 comes up with it. But obviously, I can make a change to that here by following my command prompts. I could say dimmer maybe 2 and 3, enter, and channel 1, enter. And now you can see that on channel 1 I have 3 dimmers. So now channel 1, bring channel 1 up, dimmers 1, 2, and 3 will all come up with channel 1. So that's a way I can assign multiple dimmers to one channel if they're grouped together by similar lights, or if they're performing the same kind of function. I might want them on one channel, especially if I have a lot more dimmers than I do available channels on my console. Another thing we can do is what we call a proportional patch. And what a proportional patch is it allows you to patch a dimmer to a channel at a proportional level to other dimmers that may be in that channel. Say, for instance, I wanted to have maybe dimmer number 2 is connected to a light that is a higher wattage, or maybe it's closer to a piece of scenery, so it always looks brighter on stage. What I could do is I could take that one dimmer and I could patch it at a lesser value than the other dimmers in there, so that even though I bring the channel all the way to full, that light will never go to full. It will stay at some proportion of the level that the channel is at. And here's how I do that. So let's say I wanted to bring dimmer 2 to a proportion. I simply say dimmer 2 at, and now my command line will say select the dimmer proportion. I'm going to say 80%. Now you'll see that dimmer 2 is patched at 80%, and what that means is that if I bring channel 1 all the way to full, dimmer 1 and dimmer 3 will go to full, but dimmer 2 will go to 80%. And as I fade that channel down, dimmer 2 will always stay at 80% of dimmers 1 and 3. So if I bring channel 1 to 50%, dimmers 1 and 3 will be at 50, but dimmer 2 will be at 40. So it's a way to keep one light kind of slightly less, or significantly less if I patch it at, say, 25%, than other dimmers in the system. So that's called a proportional patch. The other thing you can do here in patch is assign a profile. And a profile is essentially a curve. Right now, by default, they're all a linear curve, which means at 0, they're at 0, and at full, they're at full, and it's a straight line between the two. In your setup menu, you can actually go, and I believe it's option number 10, you can look at profiles, but that's covered not here in this section. You can consult your user manual for that. But here's how you assign a profile to a particular dimmer. Let's say I wanted to add a profile to dimmer number 4. I simply hit dimmer 4, and then profiles is going to be under more soft keys, and it's soft key 6. And once I hit soft key 6, a window is going to pop up and give me the options 0 through 9. The first 10 profiles are factory set, and I can pick linear, and for this case I'm just going to pick the IES square law, which is profile number 1. I'm going to hit 1, enter, and you can see now that dimmer number 4 has profile 1, which is now going to be assigned to that dimmer. The other thing I can do here in patch, if you have a system that uses dimmer doubling, here's where you can take a particular dimmer and make it an A-B channel, and you do that by using the dimmer double soft key. You just pick your dimmer that you want to double and hit the dimmer double, and then it will break it up into A and to B. And then lastly, we want to cover unpatching. There are a couple of ways to unpatch. There's an unpatched soft key, so if I wanted to unpatch dimmer 3 from channel 1, or I select the dimmer first, dimmer 3, and I just hit soft key 6 to unpatch, and it's going to unpatch that dimmer. The other thing I could do is I could simply set a channel. I could say dimmer 2 at channel 0, and it does the same thing. So I could use the unpatch soft key or put it to channel 0, and that's how I unpatch the dimmer. So those are the features available to you in your patch display on your Express console.